Yeah, good evening once again. I hope you had a good day. So today we'll be going through some foundational topics under financial modeling. These are the basic things you need to know as a financial modeler. The, or the first set of skills financial modeler should have is you should know accounting, you should know Microsoft Excel and finance. I believe you all are familiar with these skills, right? Now on it,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Did you both study accounting?
I didn't.
Oh, okay. What did you study then?
I studied English as my BA.
Oh, wow. Then what other thing did you study? Anything close to accounting?
I did my master's in management and business analytics.
Okay, management
But
and business analytics. I'm sure in one of
yeah,
the courses you must have taken accounting, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Like
finance and accounting. Yeah,
finance.
accounting is a tool for financial modelers, right?
But then I've
Even,
been
but then what?
working as an accountant.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Wow. Awesome. I think you are chartered, right?
I said
Right. We'll take them one after the other. And then later on, we'll delve deeper into Microsoft Excel, which is our major tool that we're going to be using as financial modelers, right? Then accounting, we it's obvious that both of us have knowledge in accounting. So one thing about accounting is that it focuses on the history of a business over a period, right? So accounting focuses on the historical aspect of a business, what has happened, you know. We want to know what has happened. Accounting records what has happened over time. And it also tells historical financial performance, the historical position, and the cash flow of a business. So you can unmute. When we say accounting tells us about the historical financial performance, financial position, and cash flow, this thing, these highlighted words, what aspect of accounting actually tell us this historical information?
Uh, did I say ratio analysis?
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, let me help you out there. Our income statement or statement of profit or loss account tells us about the financial performance, while the balance
Oh,
sheet,
is that what you are asking?
what did you say?
I said, is that what you are asking?
Yes, yes. I said which of the aspect of financial statements?
Oh, okay.
Yes. Then the cash flow is the cash flow statement, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Did you get that now?
Yes, I do.
So basically, accounting focuses on what has already happened, right?
Yes.
Then we have finance. The next thing is finance. Finance focuses on the future of the business. So, finance is the process of making decisions regarding how to run the business, how to manage cash flow, how to utilize the business resources. And so there are different aspects of finance. Finance deals with how to source for funds. We want to know how to get funds that we'll use for maybe operations, or maybe we want to build a project, you know. So finance deals with that. The finance also deals with use of funds. The funds that we have gotten from various sources, we want to know how we can utilize those funds. And another aspect of finance is the mix of funds that yields maximum returns in the future. So you can see this feature occurring over and over again. It means finance actually focuses in the future of the business. Its focus is on the future of the business, right? So do
Yeah.
you have any question or contribution as regards this finance? I know you are quite interested in finance, Oyin, right? You said you,
Yes.
you are actually learning finance and you are interested in improving your knowledge on finance. Yeah, that's very good. It means you'll be a good financial modeler. Right? Many people mistake financial modeling as Excel, crunching numbers on Excel, but Excel is just one of the tools in financial modeling. So you need to have a very good knowledge of finance and accounting and also Excel to be a good financial modeler, right? So what is this financial model that we've been talking about? The last time we met, I told us that a financial model is a tool usually built with a spreadsheet to solve a business problem, right? It is a tool. It is a tool for making decisions. Companies use it to make decisions, use it to strategize, use it to, you know, like tell what's will happen in the future regarding the business. Then financial modeling or a financial model has a well-defined input. Financial model is a tool usually built with a spreadsheet to solve a business problem. Yeah, and I said that a financial model has a well-defined input, calculation, and output. So we have inputs. Those are the assumptions, the variables, and other things that we need to, make our projection or, build our model. Then we have the calculation and we have outputs. So basically, let me just show you an example. Anything can be a model as long as it has inputs, outputs, and input calculation and output. I can just maybe put something like this. Let's say I have 500 here, right? Then I have 12 here, right? Then look at it. If I say, can you hear me? Are you following?
Yes.
If I should
Mm.
say 500 times this, right? Now, what have we done? So, for example, look at these things. I had to type this, right? I had to type this. I can use a cell style here. Don't worry, I'll show us shortcut for this. This an input, right? I also had to type this, right? I can press F4 for that, but this is a formula, right? It is the result of these two, right? So I can as well say this is my input, right? This is also my input. Control V. This is also my input. Then this one is my calculation also, right? God have mercy, calculation and output. This one is playing two roles here, right? Did you get it? So why is it a model? It means that if I change this one to, let's say, 7,000, my output will change. Can you see it's Alt HOI? Can you see it has changed? Did you see? If I say
Yeah.
I want to do 6 here, my output will change, right? I can also say that this is a model, but then it's just a very simple model, right? So a model must be flexible, structured, and transparent. Flexible, flexible in the sense that it can always accommodate changes. Do you understand that? Then when you say a model must be structured, it means it should be well organized, arranged, and so on. Then transparent. When you say model should be transparent, it means that someone else who is not the builder can actually understand what you've done, right? There should be nothing hidden about the model. Did you all understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any question as regards this?
No, for now.
Okay, so I can go to the next slide, right? So why do we want to learn financial model? We want to learn financial model because of career advancement and analytical power. Under career advancement, financial modeling is an essential skill for finance professionals like investment bankers, equity analysts, corporate strategists, fp&a analysts, and private equity experts. I think we talked about this the last time we met, and both of you mentioned why you are interested in learning financial modeling, right? Then financial modeling helps you to unlock your valuation and forecasting techniques. You'll be able to value a company if you know how to do financial modeling. Valuation starts from financial modeling, sophisticated budgeting, scenario analysis, and risk assessment capabilities. Right. So we'll still talk about budgeting, scenario analysis, and the rest. All these are part of financial modeling. All right, so let's look at budgeting, forecasting, and financial modeling. So you're going to unmute. What do you think? Before now, have you heard of budgeting, forecasting, and financial modeling? I'm already showing you the screen, but then do you think there is anything different from each of them? Are they different? Are they the same? I mean, if you
Mhm.
had not seen this screen before now, I can as well hide
Mm,
it. Okay, go ahead.
mm. Based on the English that is spoken here, budgeting has to do with planning. So
Mm,
planning for maybe funds that is needed for a project to be executed. Maybe budgeting for a particular accounting period, let's say 3 months, Q1, Q2, all those kind periods in accounting. That's
mm,
like budgeting. So budgeting is planning. Then forecasting is like forecasting is like um making assumptions based
mm,
on what is likely going to happen in the future. So it's more of prediction
mm,
into predicting into the future. It's like prophecy, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Then financial modeling is like, will I say a combination of, well, let's say, I might be wrong, but combination of the two, to combination of forecasting and probably budgeting to be able to build, like document the process now,
Okay.
because modeling has to
Document
do
the
with
process.
yes,
Okay. Yeah, thank you for
so
that.
that's yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, Oyin, do you want to give it a try?
So I'm not sure I have anything contrary to what Faith said,
Mm.
because from their literal words, you can actually tell what they presume.
Yeah, Oyin, you studied accounting, right?
Yes.
Okay, so look at it this way. Budgeting, or yes, Faith, thank you for your contribution. Budgeting is an estimation of income and expenses over a certain period. But one thing you said about planning, all these things are tools for planning, right? Because when you want to plan,
Yes.
planning is, you want to talk about what will happen in the future. So budgeting, you are making an estimation of income and expenses over a certain period. It's mostly for future periods, right? You cannot budget for the past. right? Can you do that?
No.
No,
Yeah,
you
so
can't.
you can't, right? So forecasting also involves predicting the future events based on past and current events, right? So under budgeting, you might not, make reference to the past. You can have zero budgeting, right? You are not starting from anywhere. There are different kinds of budgets, which, accountants already know very well. Forecasting, you want to predict what will happen in the future based on past event and current events. So we'll just see a very simple example of budgeting and forecasting. But one thing about financial modeling is basically like I describe it as a big tree, having budgeting and forecasting as its branches. So even budgeting and forecasting are like a, an example of financial modeling, but they are not financial modeling, right? One thing about financial modeling is we want to be as exact as possible. We want to use macroeconomic variables. We want to also know the drivers or what is driving the company's income and revenue and all that. We want to be as exact as possible. We are not just, making assumptions based off on feelings and, feelings and what management wants to happen, right? So we'll see financial modeling with time. So let's go to the next thing, financial modeling standards. So, but before I go to financial modeling standards, let me just show us an example of budgets and forecasts, right? Is that okay? Let's work together. You can unmute, right?
Yes, please.
Let's just work together. Okay, so let's see an example of budget. Let's say, for example, this a budget. I hope my background is not noisy. Right? Okay, so you know that budget, just like we said, is just like an estimation of income and expenses over a certain period. For example, if a company wants to prepare their budgets, first of all, they want to know what is their income. Is that okay? And their income might be
Oh,
from various sources or from different departments, but basically, let's say the income can be from, let's say, they sell, they have different products, right? Maybe products one. The company might have different products that they sell, right? Let's say product one, product two, and product three. Let's just assume they sell three products, right? Then most times budgets are done on monthly basis. Let's say months one, right? So let's say it's a 12 months budget, right? Mm. Let's say it's a 12 months budget. So the income, let me bring this one here. So the income, let me put this one here. So the income for months one might be like, let's say 5,000 or let's say 10,000, right? And then let's say throughout the months, we can have the same, or let's just do an increase. Do you understand? Equals to the former months, the previous months, let's say increasing by, let's say 10%. I'm going to hard code here, but just an example, right? Let's say each month they are increasing their sales by 10%, which is very, very rare, right? Mm. But this is just an example. Let's say product two is doing like 5,000 per month. Mm. So I'm going to copy down this. I'm going to Control D. You can unmute and interrupt me if you want to. Okay, so let's say this is the okay. So let's say these are the income of this company, and let's see their expenses. Expenses, right? So, expenses. Can you give me an example? Like, what do you think expenses, what will be under these expenses? Because they have different departments, right?
Let's say fueling of company car.
Yes. And that one should be what department majorly? Maybe property
Um,
department or, you
mm,
know,
delivery.
delivery and the rest. Okay. So let's just name it department one, right? Then let's just say we have maybe three departments too, right? Just an example, right? So let's say this department does like 5,000 expenses. This one does like 4,000, for that month. And this one does like 3,000, right? So I'm just going to like also increment those expenses per month. Control V, Control D. Okay. So I'm going to drag to the right. Right. So one thing is, let's see. Since we are having since we are having income here, let's see what is the total income. What is the total income? I can just do alt equals to, right, to get this sum.
Mm,
Do you know
mm.
that formula? Alt
Odds,
equals
what?
to alt equals to sign control R.
Mm-mm.
Do you know it's
No,
okay, don't
please.
worry,
No, no, no.
you start
No.
learning it. So this one we want to also do the total expenses, right? Total expenses,
Mm,
right? So I'll press alt equals to do auto sum. That's a shortcut for auto sum. Do you understand? So I'm going to
mm.
hold down shift key and right arrow key, you know, then press control R to copy, right?
Which key gives you alt, please? Okay. Oh, is it this? Okay,
Oh,
I've seen it.
don't you use
I've
Windows?
seen it.
Don't you use
I've
Windows?
seen it. I've seen it. Don't worry. I've seen
Okay,
it.
so I'm going to just come here, this normal style here. I'm going to teach us this later, don't worry. I want
Mm.
to format the numbering here. So this my numbers, I want it to have number separator, thousand separator. I just want, oh, okay, I don't want decimal places actually. So I'm going to say, okay, okay. You can see my numbers have changed. All right, so look at this now. So let's see. In a budget, we always have surplus or deficit, right? So here we can say surplus or deficit, right? Deficit, right? So what is our surplus or deficit? If it's a surplus, that means we are on positive, right? It means our income is greater than our expenses. But if it's deficit, it means our expenses is greater than our income. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, let me format it. Let me format it better so that it can look better, right? Let me do Alt HBP. Don't worry, I do a lot of shortcuts. Don't mind me. Control B, Alt HBP. That's to. So did you get how I did this surplus or deficit? Did you get
Mm,
it?
mm. No.
Hmm?
Can you please?
I
No,
should
I
go over
didn't.
it again. So what I did was equals to,
Mm,
right, income. minus expenses. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just drag right. So it
Drag down the
means
formula.
you can see our income is greater than our expenses, right? That means we're having surplus budget, right? So this is just how your budget looks
Mm.
like. This is just how your budget looks like, right? So basically, budget is just an estimation of your income and expenses over a period of time. Most times, budget is, made for over a year. Some budgets can be for 2 years. Most budgets can be just within 1 or 2 years. Do you understand? Because things can actually change. So this is an example of budget. Do you have any questions before we go to forecasting? Can we still do that?
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let's do a simple forecast, right? So forecast. So look at it. In a forecast, you basically most times you have a historical figure, maybe like you have some historical figures like let's say year one, let's say historical year one. You guys, let me just make it this way. Are you fine?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You have historical figures year one, year two, year three. Let's say you have a forecasted year. Are you saying something? Are you
No,
saying
no,
something?
no.
Okay. Okay, so let's say we want to forecast. We just want to forecast. So I'm just using this to represent, years. So let's say we already have revenue. Maybe in the first historical year, our revenue was like 50,000. Then maybe the next year it was 55,000. Then that's the following year it was 60,000, right? So basically we can just say, okay, what was our revenue growth rates, right? What was our revenue growth rate? I showed you how to go about revenue growth rates. Of course, the first year it's not applicable, right? Because you don't have a previous year to use for that, right? So for you to get the revenue growth rate for this second year, you say, how do you go about that? Can you unmute and tell me? Okay, let me just make it quickly. Let me make it quick. You say you say the current year over the previous year minus one. And that should give you a percentage. So I can just use my percentage formatting to represent that. Do you get me?
Yes.
Okay, so we can as well say that, oh, since our revenue growth rate for the first and second year was 10% and 9%, we can say, okay, management can say, okay, maybe let's just put it at 8% going forward, right? Let me just copy this format here. But for the forecasted year, yeah, we can just say, okay, let's put it as maybe 10% or 8%. You know, you can just, there is no hard and fast rule about it. You know, we are just forecasting, we are just, using our discretion. You know. So that's one thing about forecasting. So here you can see, okay, for here you can see our revenue for first forecast here is this times you open bracket one plus this growth rate here. Do you remember this formula? You remember this formula, right?
No. Um. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I
Yes.
do. I do.
Yeah, we did this kind of thing when we were doing referencing, right?
Mm,
Yes.
yeah.
Um,